it's Kalia Monique. My first name is Kalia, my middle name is Monique. It's Kalia Monique, and today we will be talking about the 22 books that I want to read in 2022. Say that 3 times fast. I dare you. Yeah, I am very excited to be getting into these books with you all. I have no particular order in which I will be sharing them, but I really try to challenge myself with these books. These are all books that I really want to read, but for some reason or not have been pushing off time and time again. And 2022 is a year of not doing that anymore. We're not afraid of books anymore. This is a pile of books that have, for some reason or not, intimidated me. Books that I thought that I was going to love so much that I have put them off. I don't know. There are reasons that I haven't read these books yet, and I don't know what they are. I genuinely, when I look at this pile, I'm like, oh my god, I want to read this so bad. And then when I decide to pick up a book, none of these books are what I pick up. No more. We're not doing that. I have for you all here 22 books, and that does include series, so individual books within the series. So while I might not be going in depth about 22 books, there are 22 books that I am planning to read this year. And I'm doing that because if I counted series as a whole, first of all, that'd be more than 22 books. But also, I wouldn't be as enthusiastic about all however many books that would end up being. So, with no further ado, let's go ahead and get into the 22 books that I will be reading for 2022. It was very humbling for me to count out how many books of mine I have not yet read. I don't want to talk about it, okay? I don't want to talk about it. It's just so exhausting. Oh my god, no pictures, please. Yelling at them to just leave, get out, like leave now. We don't need to go through all this. Why are you heading towards trauma on purpose? I love you too. You're literally sunshine as a person, but thank you so much. Now, first up, we have The Parable of the Sour by Octavia Butler. I have put this in, 3 videos now? Has it been 3? I still haven't read it. Like, it's still in a reading plans video because I still haven't read it. It makes no sense to me that I could want to read a book as badly as I want to read this one and still have not done it yet. Make it make sense. Can you explain it to me? Because I'm genuinely confused. Like, I look at this book and I feel love and I feel joy and I want to read this. I think I have had this book since 2018, 2019. Too damn long? Yeah. Like, I'm going to say it was 2019. I'm pretty sure it was the year before the pandemic hit. And we've been in the pandemic for ages now. So, just like, what? Like, what is my excuse? I have none. This book follows a young girl that feels twice as much in a world that has been doubly dehumanized. And I want to know. I want to know. If I am looking back on this video at the end of the year, because I will be looking back at this video at the end of the year to see if I actually read these books, but if I am looking back at this video, future me, if you're looking at this video and this book has not yet been read by you, I'm so disappointed. Next up, we have the Truly Devious Trilogy by Maureen Johnson. First of all, this box set has such a happy memory for me. This was one of the very first gifts I have ever received from my Amazon wish list. It was gifted to me by my lovely friend over at the Citadel, Kira. And for that reason, it already means the world to me. Especially since I wasn't used to people giving me gifts. And so when it arrived at my door, I was about to purchase it. It was like in my cart and then I did it. And then it arrived like literally the next day, I think. And I was like, did I purchase it? Did I buy it? Did the wine make me press buy? I don't remember that happening. I am scared. And then I saw the thing, and then I saw the gift note, and I was like, oh, thank God. It's already special to me because Kira gifted it to me. But also, I just really want to read it. I want to read it so bad that I haven't read it. I know that doesn't make sense, but here's the thing. In the past, I have told myself that I can't read trilogies or series until they're completed, and I have to binge them. I can't just like read one book in the series and then move on to something else. I have to binge the entire series. No, I don't. I actually don't have to do that. And in 2022, Kalia will learn this. Kalia will learn and understand that she does not have to finish every series that she starts the moment she starts it. Like, I can read the first book and move on to another book, come back, move on, and come back. Truly, what has gotten in the way of me reading this trilogy has been me needing to binge it, because I don't have time to binge an entire trilogy. We're not going to keep setting up these challenges that are actively working against me and what I can actually do. So in 2022, at least Truly Devious, I will be getting to you. If you do not know what Truly Devious is about, neither do I, but I will try. I believe that this is the trilogy in which, for a school project, our main character decides to investigate a mystery surrounding her headmaster's wife and daughter being missing, and I think killed, and or a headmaster of the school. I don't know if it's necessarily the year that she's attending the school's headmaster, or if it was like a previous headmaster's wife and daughter were kidnapped and murdered, and so she's like investigating that mystery in like podcast format for a school project, and like she's investigating the mystery throughout this trilogy.
I think
I could have just described a whole nother trilogy, but I think that that's this one. I could be wrong though, and I apologize if I am. Y'all know I don't read synopsis. I go off of vibes and other people's recommendation. So next up I have Witches Steeped in Gold by CNN Smart. This was one of my most anticipated releases in 2021. And that is saying something, because back then I didn't anticipate anything. If I saw the book in the stores when I saw it and bought it, I didn't anticipate any releases. But I absolutely anticipated this book coming out, and I was so excited to get to it. And then I never got to it. I also was so excited that I just pushed it back. And then I started having people read it. We were supposed to read it for a buddy read over at the Citadel, and people weren't enjoying it. And that just really tainted my enthusiasm of the book and had me scared, because like I said, it was a most anticipated release in a time that I hadn't been anticipating anything, and I just don't want to be disappointed by this book. But I have 3 copies of this book. I think I'm going to give one of them to my sister though. At least one of them to my sister. Oh, I have 2 sisters. I could give the other copy to 2. I honestly just need this one. But anyways, I think it's time to bite the bullet and figure out how I feel about this book. I can't let other people's opinions of something get in my way of it. I do know that some people had said that their biggest problem was that like the things that happen in the synopsis don't really happen towards the end of the book. And so, see, I told y'all, that is why I don't do synopses. Synopses? Whatever. I'm reading this book this year. It's happening. I can't let other people hold me back any longer. I have the next 2 books and the final 2 books in the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy. So I believe the second one is Days of Blood and Starlight, and then the last one is Dreams of Gods and Monsters. I read Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor, and quite honestly, Laini Taylor might have been my most surprising author of 2021. I have said this every time I have mentioned one of their books, but I have always heard about their books, and people have always loved their books, and I've just been like, that doesn't sound like something I would be interested in, until I read them, and I absolutely, not only am I interested in them, but I am in love with them. Both Strange the Dreamer and Muse of Nightmares hold such a great place in my heart, and Daughter and Spoken Bone captured my heart so much and shattered it. Like, that ending, what was she? I'll find out when I read these last two books. I had been meaning to get to them earlier than now, clearly, but better late than never. Next up, I have A Song of Achilles by Adeline Miller. This is the anniversary edition. It's lovely. The only way I was going to read the book is if I had a lovely edition of it. So I got a lovely edition of it. I was supposed to read this book in January. Will I do that? Ooh, but February is supposed to be about love anyway, so maybe, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I had no interest in reading this book for so long. I know people love it. I know people are raving about it. I personally don't tend to like Greek mythology retellings. I know this also devastates a lot of people. I know I cry a lot with books, but I honestly don't try to. Like, I don't go out of my way to find books that will make me cry. And so, yeah, just the way people be crying for this book, it hits different, and I can't. But we're here. In 2022, we're doing it. Okay? I was supposed to read it this month. I haven't, but I'm going to. I'm going to read this book in 2022. I want to. I need to know now. Now I need to know. At this point, I need to know. Go ahead and devastate me. I don't know. I don't know. If you don't know what the Song of Achilles is about, I really don't know either. It is a love story, though. I know that much. We were like gods at the dawning of the world, and our joy was so bright we could see nothing else but the other. I'm already shattered. Next up, I have Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse. I am so surprised that I know these authors' names. Clearly, this is how much I've wanted to read these books. Like, they've been on my mind. I've just been staring on them on my cart or my shelves nonstop since I purchased them. But yes, this book. What is this book? Oh my gosh. I forgot this one was a gift. I forgot this one was a gift. And it literally... Oh, Ronnie, another friend from the Citadel, gifted me this one, and her note was so sweet. That just made me so happy. Yeah, Ronnie, I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read Black Sun this year. I was supposed to read it last year for, I believe it was Jaleesa from Bounded and Bookmark. I think it was her book club pick one month, and that just also happened to be the month that I wasn't prioritizing buddy reads, and so I never got to it. But I heard that it is really amazing, and I want to read it. Like, it's stunning. I think book 2, the second book, also comes out this year, so yeah, I'm right on time. Honestly, I'm right on time. A god will return when the earth and sky converge under the black sun. Yes. Also stunning. Okay, just stunning. Next up, I have Plain Bad Heroines. I almost could not grab this because it is so heavy and thick. But yeah, this one actually is a book that has been on my radar since it came out, since it was released actually. And I cared so deeply about this book that I would not settle for anything less than the hardcover. And so it took a very long time for me to actually get a copy of this book because I didn't want to buy from Amazon, and my Barnes & Noble refused to get the hardcovers back in stock. But that's neither here nor there. I finally have a copy. I'm ready for the dual timelines. I'm ready for the sapphic love or whatever this is about. And the gothic. Isn't this also within like gothic horror or something? Yep, I'm ready. I'm just ready for the vibes. I also forgot that there was art involved in this, and it's stunning. Yep. Every ounce of this book just calls to me. Like, genuinely, it just calls to me, and I am ready to read it. Next up, I actually have like a category. If I read just one of these this year, I'm proud. I'm proud of myself, because when I tell you that I have wanted this to be like my New Year's resolution for many years now, like I think since high school, I wanted to do this, and that is to read some classics. Can you see them? Okay, so, and modern classics also count, so I literally grabbed every book that I own that would be considered a classic, and I don't have very many because I've only tried to make this a thing actively like 3 times, I think. And I think this would count as the 3rd time. So yeah. The first one I believe would be considered a modern classic, and that is Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. And I got this in undergrad. I really remember getting this in undergrad. It states, Brave New World is a darkly satiric version of a utopian future where humans are genetically bred and pharmaceutically euthanized to passively serve a ruling order. So yeah, I'm very intrigued by that one. The next one up, hold on, I'm gonna try and go in order from the way I bought these. Next one I also bought in undergrad, probably around the time I bought this one, and that is Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice. This is the Penguin's Classic Deluxe Editions. I really love these editions. And so yeah, I got it. Oh my god, I left the Elliot Bay Book Company sticker on it. Next up I have Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. Also the Penguin Classic Deluxe Edition. And then I have Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. And Persuasion, also by Jane Austen. And these are I think they're called seasonal editions. But these 2 editions here, the Penguin Deluxe editions and the seasonal editions or the seasons editions, I want to collect as many classics in these editions as possible, but in order for me to justify those purchases, I need to actually start reading classics. So let's hurry up and get into that. Again, if I just read one of these 5 books that I have already invested in, I've already put the money into, I would be happy. Please, Kalia, please get it together, sis. Next up, I have a duology here, and that is These Violent Delights and Our Violent Ends by Chloe Gong. So this was very popular last year. I believe 2020 is when These Violent Delights came out, and 2021 Our Violent Ends concluded the duology. It is a Romeo and Juliet retelling that takes place during the 1920s in China, I believe. The whole reason I didn't read These Violent Delights is because people said that the cliffhanger at the ending was like devastating, and they were like, how could she do this to me? I have to wait a year. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait until Our Violent Ends is getting released, so I'm gonna read it the month before that. October was a very busy month for me. This came out in November. October was my birthday month as well as my mom's birthday month. I don't know why I thought I was going to get reading done. Because I didn't. I did not. November, also a very busy month for me. December, quite busy of a month for me. Here we are. It's 2022. Let's do this, baby. Next up, I have the Green Bone Saga. The only reason I'm not including Jade City into this video is because I've already started reading that book, and that would have made it 23. So we have Jade War and Jade Legacy. Jade City is one of those books that has been on my radar since it came out, and I absolutely needed to get it in my hands the second I heard about it, but knew it was a part of a series, and so I wanted to wait until the series was either close to being finished or finished. Jade Legacy just came out at the end of 2021, so I am ready to get through these books. But next up, I have Pinchinko by Min-Jin Lee. And this book discusses womanhood in the 1900s in Korea. I don't do historical fiction very often, but this is a story I thought would be very interesting to go into. If I am going to do historical fantasies, historical romances, historical fiction, it needs to have a message attached to it, or a story that is worth, in my opinion, being told in the perspective of a woman in the early 1900s Korea. absolutely is a story I would like to be taught and told. So, yes. Again, another book that has been on my radar for years. Apparently it came out February 2020. Apparently it came out February 2017. It hasn't been on my radar that long because I was in a book slump at that point. But I think it at least has been on my radar since 2018, 2019. So I finally got myself a copy. I absolutely will be reading it. Next up, I am so excited for this one. I want this so badly for myself. For me to want to read this as badly as I do, it is a surprise that I haven't yet read it. Like, I don't... How? And that is the Broken Earth Trilogy by N.K. Jemisin. I just know I'm gonna love this woman. The first book I actually bought of N.K. Jemisin's was... What is it called? The City We Became. That was the very first book I picked up of theirs. I still haven't read it yet. But I'm going to go ahead and tie that book into this trilogy because this is the year of N.K. Jemisin for me. I'm going to read as many of her books as I possibly can. I heard that I heard that the Broken Earth trilogy is amazing. I can't wait to get to it. My friend Emma gifted me this for my birthday. Emma raves about these books. If not for me, I will absolutely read this for Emma because I love her. And yeah, like I said, I already have The City We Became, so I absolutely want to read that book as soon as possible. And then as I continue to fall in love with N.K. Jemisin, because again, I have such high hopes for this, I absolutely will love it. I know in my heart I will. I'm going to just keep picking up her books because... yeah, it's a need. It's a necessity. Next up, I have a trilogy for you all, and that is the City of Brass trilogy by S.A. Chakraborty. I wanted to read this for so long. Like, so long. But, okay, when I first was interested in these books, it was years ago. I'm going to say like 2 years ago, maybe. And the whole reason I hadn't picked it up then is because the series main focus is like, it follows the found family trope, right? My favorite genres are romance and fantasy. If the fantasy has romance, that's even better. But when a book doesn't have fantasy, it doesn't usually draw me to it. That is until I read The Black Veins by Asia Monet in 2021, and I read a few other books that focused on found family in 2021, and I realized, oh no, I just like love, and family relationships also have love, and so I also really enjoyed those. Let's do it. Let's get it. Let's go. I'm absolutely intrigued to get to this one. Another thing I was supposed to read this trilogy with The Citadel and just never got to it because I think this happened around October. Maybe we started in September. Maybe we started in November. I think we did October, November, December. Was it supposed to be the final 3 books of the year? Something like that. I don't remember. But point is, or I think it was September, October, November. I don't know. Point is, it was around a busy time in my life, and the last thing I wanted was a book that I thought would be challenging at that time. I just wanted peace, and I just wanted vibes, peaceful vibes, non-intense vibes. I don't even want to use my brain vibes. So I never got to get to the trilogy, but I absolutely will be getting to it this year. Now that is all the books I have for you all today. I really hope that I can get to these 22 books by the end of the year. If not the 22 books, can I get like 18? Can I do like the majority maybe? And I'll feel proud of myself. Can I read one of them? I'll feel proud of myself. Reading is fun. Challenges are also fun. Reading challenges, for some reason, aren't fun. Not for me. Like, I don't understand why it doesn't, or they're fun, they just never work out for me. So, but anyways, no more of my sob story. with no further ado, that is everything I have for you all. If you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed my face, my voice, my extraness, go ahead and press that like button down below and press the subscribe button and bell notification if you like to be notified when I upload. If you like to stay connected with me, as I would like to stay connected with you all, I of course will have my social medias linked down below as well. Your girl has started a TikTok and started experimenting with some like Instagram reels, so it's a fun time in these streets. I also have created a story graph, so if you're interested in what I am reading at the time and at the moment, you guys can of course friend request me on there and I will accept it. What are some books that you're excited to get to in 2022? I would love to hear them. Yes, add more books onto my TBR, because I'm sure you guys will motivate me to read even more books than these 22 books that I already have in front of me. If you'd like to support this channel further, I of course will have my Amazon wishlist and coffee linked down below as well. And I believe that is everything, although I am probably forgetting something because I always forget something. But bye guys.